Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at this coming Saturday's meeting here at Fanny Bay, which is the 21st of September. Another good 5-race card awaits us, and with some 45 acceptors scheduled to do battle. The first race gets underway at 3:07 Northern Territory time, and the opener is the Mindle Beach Casino Resort Handicap for the 0 to 58 gallopers, and it's over the 1,300 metres. My numbers are 8, 1, 3 and 7. I was impressed with the run of Strategic Journey here last time out. That was the 31st of August, so that's coming up to 3 weeks ago. Trained by Phil Cole, and young Lachlan Neindorf, the South Australian apprentice, takes the mount. This horse finished second to Madame Duporth. Trailed third in the run and really tried hard over the concluding stages. That was first up for some 10 weeks, and it was over the 1,200 metres, rather the 1,000 metres. Stepping up to the 1,300 metres I think will make all the difference to Strategic Journey, and I've got it as my number one selection. So 8 on top for me, ahead of number 1 Dubawi Sniper from the Inform Jason Manning stable, and of course Vanessa Arnott in the saddle. Has run second its last 2 starts, has Dubawi Sniper at Catherine, and then here at Darwin the other week behind Princess Leah, and should be right in the mix. In for third, number 3, and that is Bon Air. Carl Spry's team going well. Felicia Bergström, how good was it to see Felicia back in winning form here last week on her first day's riding, in fact her first ride back. She takes the mount on Bon Air, should be hard to beat once again, and my fourth selection, number 7, Tiger Trap. 8, 1, 3 and 7 in the first. The second's the Gardens Park Golf Links Trobus Handicap. It's a Class 2 event and it's over the 1,200 metres. Numbers here 3, 5, 6 and 7. Number 3 on top for me, Extraction from the Carl Spry stable. Felicia Bergström in the saddle. Carl's still out injured with his crook ankle that he injured at Alice Springs just a couple of weeks ago. So Felicia takes her chance here on Extraction. 2/3 his last 2, the most recent back on the 31st of August here behind Latest Bentley, and I think he's got his foot right on the till. 3 on top for me. Ahead of number 5, Restless. Good to see him back in some half-decent form last time out. He finished second here last week behind Twilight Manoeuvre. Backing up and young Lachlan Neindorf in the saddle for trainer Phil Cole. He should race well again. In for third, number 6, Tradici from the stable of Emma Steele. Paul Denton aboard. I didn't mind his run last time out here. That was the 14th of September, so just last week behind Aggression, and he's getting close to a check. And my fourth selection, number 7, Wawrinka. 3, 5, 6 and 7. The third's the Great Northern Brewing Company Handicap, the beer we love so much, that Great Northern. It's over the 1,200 metres. It's for the benchmark 76 gallopers, and a tremendous field is lining up here. These open grade sprinters could easily double as a carnival race, this one. My numbers here, 6, 4, 1 and 3. I think Phil Cole holds the key here. He has 3 runners engaged, Commissar, Smuggling and Roughly. And I've gone with Commissar on top. Lachlan Neindorf, he could be in for a decent day. The young apprentice claims the 4 kilograms, takes the mount here. A last start second at Catherine followed a very good win here on Cup Day. And he's down 8.5 kilos with the 4 kilo claim from young Lockie. That he carried on the 17th of August back at Catherine. He had 60.5 kilograms that day. He'll drop down to some 8.5 kilos less, and I think that could make all the difference. He's drawn 1, he races forward, and he'll be hard to beat. 6 on top for me. Ahead of number 4, Smuggling, the Obvious Danger, also nowadays trained by Phil Cole, of course formerly trained by Stephen Brown, was a winner twice during the carnival here. Jared Todd in the saddle. Its last start was on the 31st of July, day 6 of the carnival, won the Darwin Corporate Park Cup on that occasion. That was 1,300 metres, 1,200 first up, shouldn't be any impediment to Smuggling and should race really well. In for third, the top weight, the Captain, he has 63.5 kilograms to carry. Gary Clark and Brendan Davis, the combo, he's a class act. His last start was a 9th placing in the Palmerston. And my fourth selection, number 3, the stablemate of the Captain in Sky Muster. 6, 4, 1 and 3. In the fourth, it's the 7 Darwin Handicap. It's for the 0 to 64 gallopers and it's over the 1,100 metres. Numbers here 1, 6, 3 and 4. In the last race, Phil Cole really held the key, and I think Kerry Petrick does the same in this race. She has Evil Dreams and Madame Duporth engaged here, and I'm going with Evil Dreams, the top weight, Wayne Davis aboard. 2 seconds his last 2 outings. A really good run last time behind Tuscarora for second. That was a week ago, and prior to that filled the same position behind the very much in-form Rock Atomic. I think he gets his chance this week, even with the 60 kilograms. I'm going with him, number 1. to beat the stablemate, Madame Duporth. She's certainly up in grade. She won last time out over in Class 2 company. Paul Denton stays with her. That was behind beating Strategic Journey, and I think she'll race well, even though up in grade. She's drawn handily, which I think she needs to race forward. In for third, number 3, McIntyre. He won during the carnival. His last start here was a 5th placing on Cup Day. He's a pretty smart young galloper. Paul Shires for Gary Lafoe. And in for 4th, number 4, Let's Celebrate. 1, 6, 3 and 4. And in the last, it is the Ladbrokes handicap. It's over the 1,000 metres for the 0 to 58 gallopers. 2, 6, 1 and 5 for me. Going here with Iron Lotus, she doesn't win out of turn. In fact, she hasn't won in Darwin. She's got a very good record in Alice Springs, but she hasn't won here. Gets another chance here. She's certainly down in grade. Drawn 1, she should race forward from that barrier. Kim Gladwin for Gary Clark. She was 5th here a week ago, only beaten 4.5 behind Twilight Manoeuvre. I'm going with her to get a well-deserved win, number 2. Ahead of number 6, the Maiden Liberty's Torch, Kerry Petrick trains, and Paul Denton in the saddle. Dropping back in trip from 1,300 to 1,200, back to the 1,000. His last couple of runs have been pretty good, and I think the trip will suit him. He's drawn 2, so he's bound to race forward along with Iron Lotus. In for third, number 1, Golden Dice, been racing in the West, has won his last 2 at Kununurra for Dick Leach. Ray Viger continues his association with this horse, and my 4th selection, number 5, Palini. 2, 6, 1 and 5 in the last. On a really tough day, the best bet I came up with is in race 2, number 3, Extraction. Race 2, number 3, Extraction for the Carl Spry stable, while the best roughie is in race 5, number 2, Good to be Great. Race 5, number 2, Good to be Great. The $50 Garrett's Horse and Hound voucher for our last meeting here in Darwin on the 14th of September goes to Vanessa Arnott for her double, courtesy of Dubai's Got Talent and Tuscarora. Both were lovely front-running rides, and it was great to see Vanessa and her partner Jason Manning taking the first 2 races on the program. Well done, Vanessa. Enjoy spending that $50 Garrard's Horse and Hound voucher at Garrard's in Winnellie. In our next top-end Track Talk segment, trainers will be in line for the voucher, which applies to this coming Saturday's meeting here in Darwin. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again in a fortnight ahead of the first of 3 meetings here in Darwin during the month of October, and that'll of course be the 5th of October. In the meantime, good luck and good punting.